welcome back to another video. We're doing second episode of the podcast, the Tech Bros Talk, or Tech Bro Talk.
Tech Bro Talk.
Yeah, it took us forever to figure that out.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Took us a while to find out the name.
Yeah, you would think it's simple, but it's really not. But yeah, we're really excited. It's one of those things that, like we mentioned in the last episode, we do this all the time when we film anyway. We talk and we just have a good time having conversations about technology. So we decided that, why not just record it? And that way, if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about, we can include it in one of the episodes and then just be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think unlike the last episode, so the last one we had like a set event that we wanted to cover, right? Which is what Apple announced.
It was pretty straightforward because I think the
WWDC.
timing, it was WWDC that happened.
But we do have an event coming up, which we'll get to.
I'm excited.
Yeah, later in the episode, right? The Samsung Unpacked.
Samsung Unpacked.
July 10th. So that's coming up in a few days. That'll be fun.
So funny with their names.
Unpacked?
Yeah.
It's
Google I/O. Is that what they're called?
Google I/O.
Yeah.
Yeah, is theirs.
Apple.
Although I do
Keynote.
think Samsung Unpacked, I think, is more like hardware phones.
It was like the Apple keynote
for
in
the
fall.
Unpacked, it's going to be So for the Unpacked, it's going to be Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6.
Oh, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy though because I feel like they're all kind of following the same pattern where Apple started with WWDC talking about Apple Intelligence and integrating AI into their products and kind of revamping Siri, making it better.
Finally.
Which, very, very needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I don't know if you saw, there's rumors of a HomePod with a screen that's supposed to come out, which at this point, we've seen so many like possible products that are going to come out that never see the light of day.
I have not seen that.
I think that'll be cool.
HomePod with a display.
Yeah, which it'll be like a hub.
Like a big HomePod then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It should be. It's kind of like
How much is that going to...
we
How
don't
much was
talk
the
about
original
that.
HomePod? Like $350?
The original?
The original.
I think so.
Like
I think it was
$350?
like, I don't know why, but that sounds cheap now. Because I feel like it was higher, and it could be $350.
It sounds cheap now because Apple literally dropped a pair of headphones for $550. So
yeah, and that could be it, honestly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the HomePod Mini is honestly the perfect segue into like the smart speakers from Apple. Because $99 and you get a really good speaker.
Yeah,
that's a no-brainer.
But I'm just saying, if the original HomePod was, I'll look it up. But I'm just
you want
saying,
to put a bet on it? We should.
$350. I think it was $350.
But what do you think the new one's gonna be?
Oh, that's the thing. The original HomePod $350, and that did not have a display. That only had the colorful UI up top.
Oh yeah, they're just
for
lights.
Siri or whatever.
Yeah.
So knowing Apple, they're gonna add a display. It's gonna be amazing design, all great,
Mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, like they're just gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. Something about it having like 4,000 tweeters and like 18 microphones and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
They're great at advertising.
And then they're gonna put a display on it, and they're gonna be like, and it can be yours for $750.
A small price of $750.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Don't
your
worry.
left arm.
Don't worry. You can do like 12 months of like $75 a month on your Apple Card.
No interest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I hope. I think there's more of a hope that I don't hope that it's that high. I hope that it's cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I would hope that it ends up no more than 500. I know. But that's the thing, because they also re-released the original HomePod, because they completely discontinued it.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're done. And then they brought out the Mini. Mini did great.
The Mini was good.
Hey, we should
the Mini's good.
We should do the big one again. And they re-released it.
Yeah.
But it was different. It was
it had less hardware inside, right?
It was slightly
had
smaller
less
too.
hardware in the speaker system. Yeah.
It was like
which is why it was cheaper.
But it was only like $50 cheaper.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually miss the old HomePod because the quality on that one was a lot better than this new one.
Mine still works.
Dude, mine died.
I know. I remember.
It was crazy because one
the
day
white
I was
one, right?
like, "Hey Siri." Actually, I'm gonna watch it because I don't want my things. Yeah,
don't.
But
do
I
that.
called the HomePod and like there was nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I'm not being loud enough. And I said it again.
And all your other Apple devices.
Yeah,
went off
dude,
except
everything
that
was
one.
going off.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me get closer to the HomePod, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Touched it, no light, and I'm like, maybe I don't have it plugged in right now.
Yeah.
And I checked the outlet, It was plugged in.
Yeah.
So then I changed the cable because, you know, you could replace those cables back
Yep,
then.
I remember,
So
yeah.
I yanked it out, put a new one in, plugged it into the outlet, nothing. I was like, huh.
That's crazy.
Funeral service next week for
Yeah.
the HomePod. And it was out of warranty. So that
All
was
that
like
money
nothing.
down the drain,
And why
yeah.
would you get Apple Care for a HomePod that you're not supposed to move it anyway?
Move around,
right.
yeah.
So that was disappointing. And then I looked it up, and apparently a lot of people were having the same issue. So I'm like, great, Apple.
There is no way that thing's going to be $500 or less. There's no way. Apple brings out a second gen AirPods Max with USB-C, and it's more than $500. Watch.
Actually,
where is that, by the way?
To be fair, yeah, I was
where's
gonna say
iPhones are on USB-C now, right? Even the
even the
regular
AirPod Pros, the new case, they re-released the AirPod Pro second gen with a USB-C case.
Right. I mean, but there's no difference there but the case, right? Or the
Well,
headphones.
yeah, it's just a case.
The headphones weren't improved either, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we are waiting on Apple accessories, Magic Mouse,
Yeah,
Magic Keyboard, right? And we're waiting on AirPods Max.
which, I'm gonna have to look it up later, but I have a feeling. Did the iMac with the M3? When did that come out? Do you remember?
iMac with the M3?
Yeah, because he got refreshed recently. It was last year. I just can't remember when.
Was that with the M3 or the M2?
I think it was the M3. I think they jumped. I think they
Okay.
jumped. They skipped the
I
2.
can't remember.
Yeah,
We're
because
talking
I was
about
gonna
so many
say
products.
I think that one came with the Lightning, and we're like, we already have USB-C, and that was last year.
Yeah.
So they have to do that, and I'm pretty sure I don't think they have like separate accessories with USB-C that you can buy.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not like Magic Keyboard and mouse. And,
Right.
Yeah. If you check Apple's website right now, it's still Lightning. Charges with Lightning.
That's
so
ridiculous.
yeah. So if you have their newer stuff like iPad Pros, MacBooks, iPhone 15s and stuff, you're gonna need
They're
to
gonna
carry
drag
around
it, dude.
a couple of different cables
They're gonna drag it so bad.
until the EU forces them to change.
Well, it's like, you know,
To
what's
change their
funny?
accessories
and
too.
We touched on this last episode.
Yeah.
But what's funny is, you know how RCS it's now integrated with iMessage.
Yeah.
So now green bubbles are gonna be just as functional as blue bubbles.
Yeah.
That's the idea. But what's funny is Apple did it, and now they're like improving iMessage to make it even better. That even though now text messaging is just as good as iMessage, the new iMessage is going to be on the next level,
Yeah.
a different level.
Well,
that
it has to
green
be.
bubbles is not.
It
gonna
has to be because
yeah.
it's for a lot of people. I mean, even myself. How many times have I told you, like, if iMessage could go around to other phones
Yeah.
outside of the iPhone? I mean, I will say iOS is very, very fluid,
And
easy to
stable,
use, right?
yeah.
Right. Like, it's just the iPhone is like a Camry. It's just, you know, it's gonna work. It
Yeah.
gets you from A to B.
300,000 miles. and you're
Ultra
still going.
reliable. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, if you could be one-offs, but
Or
I
like if
agree,
you
I
get
agree.
like the 15 Pro, it's like a Lexus. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it's you know what it's
Yeah.
gonna do. It's comfortable. You know.
yeah,
it's
not
reliable,
too much, but
yeah.
at the same time, it's great for what it is.
Yeah, and what it has, it just works. Like the iPhone, for the longest time now, the iPhone has never been the first at anything. It's just really good at everything that it does.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
took them
That's right.
forever to add 120 hertz to their Pro line of phones.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, USB-C. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, wireless charging. That's another one.
That
I mean, there's so many, and at the same time, I get it. It's annoying whenever they announce it as if it's a new thing.
Yeah.
when it's not. But at the same
that's
time,
stereotypical Apple.
it is. But
Yeah.
at the same time, they do make it in a better way. One example is Face ID. We had facial recognition with
Yeah.
with a lot of
we
Android
did.
phones.
Yeah, we did.
But when
it was
Apple
very
brought
basic.
it in, yeah, exactly, and you could make it fail. You could trick it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But with Apple, they stepped it up and they had that infrared camera, all the
The
bajillion
dot sensors,
lasers,
yeah.
on
The
your
dot
face.
sensor, yeah.
That
Works
even
through
twins,
sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly. Once
Yeah.
your sunglasses, that even twins sometimes can get into each other's phones.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's very
Um,
good with like I love the feature where you have to look at the device
Oh,
in
right.
order to
So
unlock
you're
it.
like asleep
I
or
remember
something.
I remember testing it like you would look away and then as soon as your eye touched the phone it would
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You can see the lock like open.
Yeah.
It's a little details.
I
man.
miss
It's
the
little
iPhone
details.
10.
Yeah.
I miss the iPhone
You know it
10.
went vintage?
Are you
It
serious?
just went vintage.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I miss the iPhone 10.
Yeah.
That was such a great phone.
I mean, it was a big step, which that gets me excited for the Apple Watch 10 because I hope they do something like that. I hope they do like completely revamp.
Face ID on the watch.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's coming. You heard it here first. Face ID on the watch.
It'd be crazy if it actually works.
Yeah.
If we get Face ID on the watch.
Yeah.
But
No, I think another one, and you were just talking about this before we started recording, was Apple Intelligence, right? Like they're...
yeah, I mean, if you have it everywhere, if you have it on your watch, on your phone, on your iPad, Mac, and now HomePod,
Yeah.
it's like having Jarvis in your house.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's another thing where they're like very late, but hopefully,
yeah.
they do it well.
I hope so, man. They get at least what I saw in the keynote in the developer conference a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Siri still sounds the same, and I was kind of hoping for more of a realistic human voice, like we've seen with other AI humanoids or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Assistants.
Humanoids. I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, but
Elon hasn't gotten us there yet.
I think there's someone with the Neuralink.
Yeah.
He's the subject. He's the beta subject.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say is like it still throws me off that it's supposed to be super smart and it still sounds like looking on the web.
Yeah.
And it's like those robotic pauses, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm really excited though. Which that brings me to the, I don't know if you've seen it, but even Google now is talking about doing integrated AI with their OS with Android, which it would be native for Pixels, right?
Like outside of
The assistant.
Gemini.
So
Because like they have Gemini, but Gemini is like an app.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of separated. So yeah, you can use it, but it's more of an external tool that allows you to do things that are beyond what your phone has, right?
Okay.
So if you want to look up something, give you instructions for something else, that's not part of your phone. But with Apple, we see that now they have access to, or they're gonna have access to your messages, your pictures, your browsing history, your emails. So if you want to book something, it's like, oh, it looks like you have something booked that day. You want to do it earlier, or do you want to do it later?
Right.
So it's kind of like
access the calendar.
Right. So it's like
that.
an actual. Let's say that you have a physical person that's your assistant, and
Yeah.
they're able to do everything. That's kind of what their goal is, right? Or if you're like, do you remember? Hey Siri, do you remember that one time I took a picture and there was like a beach behind me, and I think it was in like July of August of last year. Oh, here are the pictures I found. So it's
Holy
able
cow.
to do things like that, right?
That's
Microsoft
intrusive.
is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And that one's creepy because there's a demo. I think it's called Microsoft Recall. There's a demo of someone playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then they pull up the assistant and they're like, oh, it sounds like you're playing Minecraft. That's fun. And that's creepy, bro.
Yeah.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
It's like you tell the assistant, is like, how do I make a crafting table? Oh, to make a crafting table, it looks like you have to do this and then do that. Which, just imagine, you're playing like Call of Duty or something.
I was just about to say.
Someone's on your back. Oh, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And like you turn it around
I
and
was
it's like,
just
great
about
no
to say,
scope.
yeah.
And we get started.
I was just about to say, imagine playing Apex, right?
Bro.
Because you know how much I love playing Apex,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
When you win.
I do well at Apex. Gotten masters a few times. Pred here and there. But it's like, imagine you ask it like, how do I get to Apex Predator rank? It's like,
Dude, I don't know if it can do. I mean,
play a match and just hide in the corner. Yeah.
Go for the points.
Yeah.
Go for the rank points.
Yeah. Imagine. That would be pretty cool.
That would be wild.
But at
bro.
the same time, like, it's so wild to think about. In order for it to do that, it's consistently watching what you're doing on the screen.
Everything. And this is just in a game scenario, but it's technically supposed to be able to do that with everything you have.
Yeah.
Whether it's an app, whether it's your browser, whether it's a game,
Yeah.
whatever you have in front of your
Just
screen.
imagine if you're like a software developer, though, and you're like coding.
That's the thing, man. See, I'm not against AI being a great tool and an aid for helping you.
Yeah.
But when it replaces what you do and you have AI start the work,
Yeah.
and then you kind of just revise it, that I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna keep growing at this point.
Or even like if you're in cybersecurity. Just imagine if you're in cyber, right?
Right.
And maybe you're dealing with an attack of some kind, or you're trying to collect logs from like devices or something like that.
Right.
And it can help you break down what you're looking at in like a terminal or
And I agree with that, right? I think
command
it's,
prompt or something.
right. I think it's great if you know what your game plan is and you're like, hey, assistant, bring me the logs from the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And find this specific pattern, right?
Yeah.
That's great. But if you're like, hey, what do I do? And like the assistant does everything for you,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
That's a whole, like, imagine back in not to sound like an old person, but back in our day, you had to go to like cheat code websites and like find the button combos
Yeah.
for like certain things and stuff like that. Now
You're playing GTA and hey assistant, what's the combo or the cheat code for the rocket launcher?
Yeah.
Oh, it's up down RB RB.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna
and then
give
you
it
can
away.
ask it to maybe enter it for
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah. Or
Can you
just
turn
like,
that off though?
I was gonna say I don't know if you can. I'm
Because
sure you
I know
can.
what you're
I'm
talking
sure you
about.
can.
It is called recall. I remember seeing. I was browsing through Twitter or X or whatever
Yeah.
people call it these days, and I remember seeing Elon tweet about recall, and how he was like, "This is like horrifyingly disturbing, and I'm gonna turn this setting off if
He
I
did
have
the
a
same thing with Apple.
if
I don't
I
know
have
if
a
you
Windows,
saw.
yeah.
Like we are not allowing iPhones or Apple products in our company.
Well, it's I mean he's got Grok on Twitter, and it's tough because now all these like major tech companies, they have like a vessel to implement their AI tools into. Like Apple has the iPhone and stuff like that. Google has
Right.
the Pixels and Chromebooks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Microsoft obviously has like their Surface and anything that runs Windows. Whereas like now it's like you wonder if they had bigger plans for Grok, how does that work outside of just being implemented on X? Do you
Right.
use it on?
No.
Yeah, I was. Although I don't use Twitter that often, anyways.
Right.
But
right.
I
That
wouldn't
is
even
interesting,
know
Right.
what to use it with. So I think
Yeah.
maybe there's a little bit of just like salt there
And
from
it's
like a
like-
business
it's-
perspective.
Yeah, and it goes back to the same thing. I think all these companies are trying to achieve the same thing to see who does it best for people to follow.
Yeah.
But because there's so much competition, one, that's great because it helps each other be better.
Yeah.
There's no company that's going to settle because then they're going to fall behind. But at the same time, it's like there's so much saturation of the same product that it kind of gets annoying. You know,
I think
it
at
gets
this point in
old.
time we're like so entrenched too. Like I can't see whether or not you're heavily invested in the Samsung ecosystem, the Google ecosystem, like whatever,
Right.
whatever phone you prefer, that's amazing. But I'm just saying, like, let's take like a pretty solid Apple consumer,
Mhm.
like I'll give you myself for an example, right? MacBook Pro, iPad Pro, iPhone 15 Pro, AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, Apple Watch Ultra, Apple Card. It's like
Right.
I'm obviously fortunate, like we do this, so I do have multiple phones, a couple of different lines and stuff like that. But
Right.
I'm saying like for a normal consumer who has all these products,
Right.
if they see another company doing AI, are they really gonna jump ship?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Right.
Right.
They're kind of just going to wait for their company to do
Same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Like if you got the Samsung Galaxy Buds and the Galaxy Watch and a Galaxy S24 Ultra,
Tab and everything.
and you have
Yeah.
like the tab that they
You
have.
got the fridge, you got the
Yeah,
washing
the
machine.
fridge, the washing machine, which like I actually have those in my house, right? Like that's why
crazy.
you say that, yeah. But it's like you have all their stuff,
Right.
and then you see Apple bring out Apple Intelligence. Are you really gonna jump ship? Probably not.
Right. No, that's true. It's I think it's everyone's already so integrated to their own ecosystem that it's hard for people to move.
Apple
And I
is smart,
respect-
especially when they brought out the card.
Bro.
That made it so difficult. Well, one, it just makes buying their products easier because everything
Right.
you want now you can put on a payment plan for no interest.
Right. You get the 3%.
But two, it now means that if you want to ditch Apple, you not only have to ditch the products, you literally have to ditch a line of credit.
Yeah.
To an extent.
You're right.
Of course, you can use the Apple Card to buy regular
Everything,
things, right? But you want to ditch Apple, you got to ditch a line of credit.
They want to be in every single like aspect of your life.
Yeah,
That's
and now
crazy.
here comes AI superpowered Jarvis Siri hybrid whatever
I
to watch
hope.
what you're doing
That
and
would be cool.
call the doctor for you and set an appointment.
Yeah. That would be wild, dude. We're going to get it's going to be like Wall-E. We're going to get to the point that we're going to be in chairs. We're going to be like 800 pounds.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
No
Oh,
way.
100%.
I'd much rather just be in the gym the whole time.
Well, that's the thing, dude. There's gonna be a gym in the virtual reality game.
No way, bro.
Dude, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's already happening.
Yeah.
Self-driving, we're not even moving our foot anymore for like the pedal.
Like on a Tesla, you mean?
Well, yeah, but it's gonna get to the point that I don't know when. I don't know if it's gonna be 5-10 years or 50 years, but self-driving is gonna be the standard. And
Yeah.
at that point, you mean that your grandfather used to drive the car himself?
Yeah.
That's
That would be
what's gonna
wild.
happen. Yeah.
Kids these days don't even know like what a Nintendo DSs or like
Dude,
Game Boy
I saw
Advance
that.
SP.
I
You
saw
saw that
that.
meme, right?
It's like,
Yeah.
I can't wait to like. I found my DS in the attic, and it's like, bro, you forgot the 3 in front of it. I was like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
what?
What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Or remember the
Reaching unk status, bro.
remember the remember was it the SP, the square one that like folded open?
Oh, that was sick, bro. With the
No one
the
knows about that
different
anymore.
brightness.
Yeah. No one knows about that anymore. That was whenever like Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald was out.
Yeah.
Peak.
Man, those were good
Right
times.
there. Those were good times.
I was actually talking to some coworkers about the Wii, and
Yeah.
like just talking about like just great memories of like you fighting with your siblings and like I want to be first player, and it was like no, I want to be first player. So then you connect it and you're like, oh, it's already connected. And it's like no, I can repair it, and
Yeah.
like you go to the settings and you pair it, and then you're playing and it like loses the calibration, so you have to like leave it on the table, and it's like
Yeah.
dun, 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 and like dun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just those were good times.
I see it
man.
on like socials now that like 90s or like early 2000s nostalgia accounts like will
Right.
post like the Wii loading screen where like you load in and you see all the tiles like dun 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 dun,
Bro,
like
the
plays
music
the,
was something else.
yeah
too. It
plays
was
the song
great.
or whatever. Yeah. Crazy.
Now we have an assistant playing video games for us, or at least
Telling
telling
you
us
how to
what's going on.
craft, which I've never played Minecraft. I kind of pride myself in that.
Damn.
Like I've also never seen
I
Game
think,
of
I think
Thrones.
you lost some respect points.
I've never seen Game of Thrones either.
Well, me neither, and I don't plan on doing that.
Yeah, that's another thing
Yeah.
where it's like some people are like, "Wow, you've never seen Game of Thrones? I have a ton of self-respect for you."
Yeah.
You know?
No, not me. Especially after I heard that the last season kind of did terrible. There's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, I know that I'm gonna be disappointed. So why invest the time?
So with all this stuff, are you gonna buy a Surface now?
No, there's no way.
I used to love my Surface, but it's just I get everything I need to do I can just do on the Mac.
Right.
And it does
that's
it
the
so
thing.
well.
And that's
It
the
does
thing.
it
Unless
so
you need
well.
something specific that's exclusively available on a different company, sure, I don't blame you. Or, I do have a lot of respect for people that have had an Android for years and they want to give an iPhone a shot, or vice versa. They have they've only known Apple and they want to switch to Google or Samsung. Big respect, bro.
They're both really great.
There's benefits
Yeah.
for both of them, right?
Yeah. I still use my OnePlus Open on a daily basis.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things that for me there's just no need. And why would I go through the hassle of relearning or just getting used to the muscle memory of a new OS for no reason?
Yeah.
Unless there's something specific that I really want to have on their product.
Yeah.
Which we'll see what Samsung brings. I mean, what is it, Flip 6?
Yeah.
The
Z Flip 6 and the Z Fold 6.
Yeah. I'm excited though.
I'm hoping Samsung finally kind of caves into some of the pressure seeing these other phones, like especially here in the States, like the OnePlus Open, I think.
Dude, it's
Killed it.
crazy because Samsung was the one that kind of pioneered the
For
foldable,
sure. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
the
then
the
OnePlus
original
is
Z
like,
Fold. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, OnePlus has like the, Oppo is kind of like their sister company.
Right.
Like I think I had seen a video online that shows their like headquarters, and it's like literally it's just like a hallway. Like right side is like the OnePlus side, and then left side's like Oppo.
It's like copy my
Like
homework,
same,
but don't
same
make it too
building.
obvious.
Yeah, same building. So it's just they had a great blueprint to go off of.
Right.
But amazing. Like I said, I still use it on a daily basis.
Yeah. No, it's a very
And
well-rounded.
the outside screen
yeah.
is actually usable. Like the cover display is actually
Which,
usable.
I don't know if you saw, but there were rumors about them switching the Z Flip, their outside screen, to an LCD instead of an OLED. And people started freaking out because of those leaks. But then it just came out a day or two ago. They're like, oh, never mind. It's going to be an OLED. The reports were wrong. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh.
Probably not the best idea.
If it's already like, because the Z Flip has like the tiny one, right?
It has like that like quarter display on
Right,
it, like
right.
a quarter of the, which I have to take a look into it. Maybe we can try to get one for review.
Right.
But the new Moto Razr, there's another one I think that just dropped. I think.
Oh.
Right.
That'll
And
be good.
I think the outside of it is like all of the display is usable.
Right.
And I think it already has integration with like Gemini, so you can do like AI stuff on the outside display without even opening up the phone.
Dude, I miss the days that there were so many different companies having phones that there was so much, like there was variety. There was
Yeah.
different options. We had the Motorola was one of them.
LG was
LG had phones.
HTC.
Dude, HTC was
HTC,
bro,
holy
the
cow.
OG, bro.
Yeah.
And they had great phones.
They did.
HTC had great phones.
They really did.
Because them and OnePlus kind of started as like the budget friendly, but also really good features on their
Yeah.
packaging, right?
Yeah.
But now they're only international, I guess.
HTC?
Yeah.
Like hardly.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Like you remember you just sent me the thing a couple
Oh,
days
because
ago.
they dropped a new one.
Yeah,
right?
to a new
Right.
smartphone. It was like a mid-ranger or something like that, but it was international.
Not in the US.
And I didn't even recognize the chip that it was running. I don't think anyways. Snapdragon something.
Oh, it was like a different version.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the Microsoft? I can't even remember what they were calling it, but their phone. Maybe it was just a Windows phone. It was like the super squarish design,
The one
which
with the gigantic camera on the back?
I think so. But their
Well,
OS
they were running like
was
Windows.
yeah,
It
and
was
like,
Windows OS or
it was
whatever.
like Windows.
It was a Windows
Mobile.
phone, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Those, honestly,
The design is kind of coming back.
They were
That's
fun.
crazy. Yeah,
They were
and
fun.
the design is like the brickish, sharp edges.
Yeah.
Square look.
I think I was still like a teenager whenever Windows phones
Yeah,
were
they
like
stopped a
thing.
while ago.
I
They
had
stopped
I had a
while
good
ago.
friend of mine. His dad actually had a Windows phone, and he let me mess around with it like a couple of times.
Yeah.
The tiles were just like something else. The way that like
Because
you'd
it was like a
interact.
Windows 10, I guess, or
It
whatever.
was just like
back
it was a
then.
whole UI of tiles, and then like you would see one that it just said contacts or something. You would push
Yep.
it, and then all the tiles would like fade away, and then
Yeah.
it opened up your contacts. It was that was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
ahead of its time because the type of UI we were dealing with outside of that,
Right.
you
right.
know?
I mean, back then we had iPhones and Samsungs, but they were so basic.
Yeah,
Because back then, do you remember that the first iPhone didn't have an app store?
yeah. I
So,
remember.
Like, it's just come a long way.
I remember I didn't have an iPhone, the original iPhone, but I think I had like the iPod Touch, right?
Yep,
It was
me too.
close.
Yeah.
It was close. Remember when they introduced weather, you had to actually pay for like it was like
Nah.
weather stocks.
Nah.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, it was literally like an expansion app pack. It was almost like DLC for the iPhone.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like, if you want weather, and it was bundled with like, I have to try to find it, but it was bundled with like 5 other apps. It was like weather,
Yeah.
stocks, like other things, and it was like $10, and then you'd buy it, and then they were just available.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And now we have like calculator coming to the iPad 10 years later.
we're just in a great spot.
That's crazy.
We're just peak. This peak calculator on the iPad can't get any better.
That's wild.
Yeah,
We have come a long way. But I'm really excited. I mean, it's you know what's funny is that now that you look at it, when we see what the companies are focusing on, it's all the software. We're not doing any hardware improvements
kinda
anymore.
sucks.
Right,
Kinda
right.
sucks.
Because we had a lot of innovations that just technology on its own, like you were like, bro, this is the future.
now we're doing things like saying titanium on the enclosure is innovation.
Right. It's
Not just Apple. Samsung's doing the same thing.
like
You know what I
5
mean?
grams lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all these companies now are just
Yeah. Which you can see both arguments of them not being able to improve too much on the hardware because it's already so good and it's a formula that works, right?
Yeah.
You have a phone that all you got to do is make the chip faster and the camera better. And that's it.
yeah, and well, I mean with Apple I feel like Apple really can't do anything too crazy. You're going to really
Yeah.
turn off the fan base, I think, if you do something wild. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Apple out of all the other companies doesn't have too much room for like let's make a concept device,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Like I don't even think I've ever seen anything remotely close to a legitimate leak of a folding Apple device yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cuz
Yeah. I think there's patents, but that's about it.
yeah, cuz who's going to like look what happened with like the Vision Pro.
Right.
They were like, "All right, we're going to do something pretty wild here and we're going to take augmented reality, mixed reality to the next step."
Right.
No one wants to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like the wave at first, but I think they also had a massive wave of returns
I think they
from
did.
what I
I
was
think
seeing
saw that.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just not there yet. It's you can even make it simple and look at the dynamic island on the iPhone 14.
Yeah.
They released it and they're like, this is the best thing because you can have everything right there and it's accessible and it gives you updates and music, maps, whatever. But there's like only like a handful of apps that actually are compatible with that. So when you have things like the Vision Pro, it's a great product. The hardware is great, but there's just not a lot that you're able to
And then
do.
a year later, they made the dynamic island a little bit smaller on the 15s, didn't they?
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, for the actual phone? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like they want to attempt to make something great and new, but when you don't have an application for it, it's gonna fade out.
Yeah.
So when they gotta bring something new that already has so much foundation, so people can find different things to use it with, and that way you don't have that one specific group that's able to use it, but that specific group is very small. So then the tech like fades out.
Yeah. Because they already have a very loyal fan base that
Right.
Iterative. I mean, I buy the new iPhone every single year.
Right.
I enjoy it. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm not saying it's the best phone out there.
Right.
But at the same time, I also buy the new Pixel every year.
Right.
The new Galaxy Ultra or Fold
Right.
every
Yeah, 'cause
single
you
year.
gotta test them.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like I'm in the line for all the companies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
But-
you want them to do good. It's not like you're
Yeah.
wishing
Oh, yeah.
harm on one of them. No,
Yeah.
you want all of them, so it can just help the other one be better.
I still have the Pixel 8 Pro, the S24 Ultra, the OnePlus Open,
Right.
and I still use them.
Right.
Great phones,
Yeah.
right? But it's like Apple really has that fan base where, iterative or not,
Yeah.
folks were lining up every year for like S line of phones, and S lines were only performance bumps.
Yeah.
You know, you could have a 6, and when the 6S came out,
Yeah.
that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody was in line. Do you remember the 5S?
Like the taller design.
Yeah.
And everyone started freaking out. It's like, we got a bigger screen. I'm like, bro, it's 0.2 inches bigger.
Yeah. The 5S was the one, like, didn't they have like a black one? Nice metal back?
Yeah.
Stuff like that?
Yeah, the 5 and the 5S. Because
Those
the
are-
5S brought in the fingerprint.
5S was like peak iPhone.
Yeah.
I never even owned one, and I still know that was like peak iPhone.
It was cool with the two-tone in the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are sick. I
Yeah.
remember when did the 5S come out? I feel like I was probably in high school when the 5S came out, or like maybe.
So
I remember seeing. I'm pretty sure I saw friends either in high school or college that had 5Ss.
4S was 2011. That's when Steve Jobs died. So 5 was 12. 5S was 13.
I was 2 years out of high school after that.
Yeah.
So I was at a small college probably
Yeah.
whenever the 5S came out.
Yeah. They were cool, bro.
Yeah.
They were cool.
And then after that, I'm trying to think. I feel like 7 and 7 Plus was really good.
Yeah.
Jet Black. Remember the Jet Black?
Oh, dude. They got to bring that back.
Yeah. The Jet Black was peak.
Even though it got scratched as soon as you touched it, you would look at it and it would get
Scratched, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the iPhone 10.
Yeah.
I was so extra. I had both colors of the iPhone 10. Remember that? For a while, I had both colors of the iPhone. I had
It's
silver
ridiculous.
and the space gray. Yeah. I had silver and the space gray.
Yeah.
I remember on our channel, we unboxed every storage too, because it only had like 2 storages, didn't it? It only had like
Oh, yeah. That's
like
right.
128 and 256 or
All the
something
colors
like that.
and all the storages or something
Which
like
there was
that.
only 2 colors and 2 storages. So yeah,
Yeah.
I remember we unboxed all of them.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's so funny to think about because a 128 silver and a 256 silver look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Right? So I can't believe
Hey, man, we
did
were
that.
having fun, okay?
I know. We really were having a good
We
time.
just enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for Samsung. I really hope that they come out with something flashy or something that makes people talk about them. Because with Google and Apple integrating AI and kind of them being the spotlight, Samsung, outside of the foldables, I don't feel like they shine that much. And they
Well, they
used
have,
to
like,
be
their
like
own-
the Android.
Yeah. They have like their own AI features.
Bixby.
No, not. You know what? That might actually be the worst assistant.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be
I
tied
believe
with
it.
Siri.
Like old Siri, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but like now they have like Galaxy AI. Like they do some cool stuff, like the translating on calls. Like if you're on calls, it can do direct translation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
and then they do have some like generative like photo editing abilities and
But
stuff
those
like
are
that.
tools that are AI based. There is not an AI assistant, correct?
I don't think so because
Yeah.
I know that my S24 Ultra has the Gemini app on it.
Oh, because Bixby sucks.
I don't even I try to turn off anything related to Bixby in my
Yeah.
Samsung settings.
Yeah.
Because it's just.
It'd be funny if they like revamp Bixby and it becomes like the best assistant.
Do you remember whatever happened to the Bixby speaker? Do you remember that?
Oh,
You don't remember
did
that?
we review it?
No, because it never came out. Like Samsung announced it at an Unpacked event that they were going to have a Bixby speaker. Pretty sure it had like a 3-spoke like stand type of thing.
Wow.
But I'll find it right now. But I'm pretty sure it never ended up coming out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I can't remember. I mean, it's like do you remember the Apple charging pad, like the wireless air power? I think that's what it was called.
Galaxy Home. Galaxy Home is what it's called. Right
That's
there. You don't remember that?
crazy. Nope.
No? Yeah.
Nope.
The Galaxy Home.
The failed product. That
I'm
never
trying to
came out.
see OS, Tizen OS, AI platform, Bixby 2.0. I'm fairly certain. When was this announced? Even The Verge has an article on it.
That's crazy. In memory of the Bixby speaker.
We still haven't seen the Galaxy Home, and that's a good thing. And this was published in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, the Verge was wishing them doom, bro.
What happened to that?
Yeah. Well, maybe next week they're gonna.
They
step
probably
it up.
they probably put the thing together, and then they asked Bixby to do something, and like,
They realized how bad it was. They're like,
Yeah.
crap.
yeah,
The customer's actually right. They know what they're talking
yeah.
about.
They're like, we asked Bixby to turn on the lights, and like,
Yeah.
it turned off all the lights in headquarters. Like, this thing is trash.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I do wish him well.
I'm
I-
most excited for the Fold. I love
Yeah.
the Fold. They're expensive, but
Oh,
I've seen some good stuff online where it's like certain devices that you can trade in. Like Samsung is going to be offering upwards of like $1,200 on like trade in, plus potentially a free year of Samsung Care Plus, free storage upgrade regardless of like which storage you're at or whatever. So like just imagine like you go to buy like a Z Fold 6 and like depending on what you trade in, you get like $1,250 back towards your purchase,
Right,
you know?
right.
And then storage upgrade, which would be huge. Like if you get a free storage upgrade from potentially like 512 to 1 terabyte, because I think I did that with my S24 Ultra. It's a 1 terabyte, and that was free from like 512
The
to
upgrade,
1
yeah.
terabyte. Yeah. So it's just like there was a couple of years, I think like during COVID, where Samsung's trade-ins were like trash, but they're now getting back to that point where their trade-ins are just like so aggressive because they want people to
Right.
buy their stuff.
Dang.
And I'm
So
hoping
just imagine, bro. They're not losing, but they're giving you so much of a deal, and they're still making a profit. That's wild, bro.
How many times have I told you that about Apple?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Where I'm
bro.
like, Apple charges like $1,100 for like their new phone.
it's probably like 250.
The phone the phone that you paid $1,000 for last year, Apple's like, we'll give you $450. They get that phone back, and like you've seen,
we'll give you 150
yeah,
bucks.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
A pretentious
Yeah.
Apple rep.
yeah. They get that phone back. You've seen my phones that like I trade in; they're pristine.
Yeah.
But like Apple gets them, and like we know this, but like Apple gets them, and like they can swap out the displays, like the batteries, and like all this other.
Right.
Like you can look up online, and you can see how strong Apple's refurbished cycle
Yeah.
is. There's videos online, right, that
Yeah.
show like they have like robot mechanisms that can like remove displays from phones and stuff like that.
Right.
So they get these trade-in phones, they refurb them. The same phone that they grubbed you for $450, right? They sell refurbished for $750,
Yeah.
and then you bought their phone from them for $1,100, their new one,
Yeah.
right? And with the discount they give you on trade-in, you still gave them $750 for that.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy too is like even the demo phones. They do that with the demo phones.
Yeah,
The demo phones, once they like bring new ones, even if it's just a color change, the old ones, they repurpose them.
yeah,
Someone told me that there was like a replacement or something like that.
yeah.
And when they opened the box, it had like the adhesive from the demo table.
Oh,
Like the the
no
security
way.
cable that's in the
Yeah,
back that's like
yeah,
a glue. It was marked
yeah.
that they took it off, but they never cleaned it. So the customer was like, "Is this new?"
That's suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude. So it's wild.
Yeah, so it's just like Samsung's able to offer, because they're not going to do any trade-in programs where they can't make a profit.
Right.
Samsung still does that type of aggressive trade-in program.
And yet make big bucks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they're gonna move units, which I read online that the Z Fold 6, one of the colors might be like a light pink.
I can dig that. I can.
I
Yeah.
think I saw, I can't remember the third one, but I think I saw a dark blue, like a midnight blue, and a
course.
light pink. I'm like, light pink on a foldable would
I thought I saw
actually
that for the
be.
Google Pixel 9 too. I think I saw a leak or a render, and it was like a light pink.
I've seen renders of that. Have you seen the new camera system on the Pixel 9?
It's huge,
Yeah,
bro.
it's massive.
But I think I saw it in pink too, like a light pink.
That pink and purple on smartphones.
2024 is a pink year, I guess.
Pink and
iPhone
purple.
16.
Pink and purple on smartphones.
Oh, dude,
Fire.
purple.
Yeah.
You can get me in this for another 30 minutes.
Which
so
one?
let's move on.
Which was it, the iPhone 14 or the iPhone 13 where they brought that like candy purple? I know the 14 Pro had the deep purple, but do you remember the candy purple that Apple brought out?
Not for the Pro model. It was for the
For the standard. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Which I hate the fact,
dude,
by the way, that
iPhone
Apple
11 had
does
one.
like mid-year color releases. I hate that.
Yeah, iPhone 11 had a purple one. It was like a lilac.
Maybe it was that one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I think they did it multiple times, but I think the first one
Had like a video on their YouTube channel about it too.
right. Yeah, because it was. I think my brother got that one.
Yeah.
The purple one, and it was.
It's
11.
so dumb that they do that like 4, 5, 6 months.
And they
Literally
re-release-
do it halfway through
And yeah, there's
the
people
cycle.
that upgrade.
Yes, which is that's why I get so upset.
Dude,
because
there's like
I'm like,
people that upgrade every year for a phone, bro. It's stupid,
Yeah.
bro.
well, that's the thing. It's like if I buy the iPhone on launch and then 6 months later you bring out a superior color,
yeah.
you know?
Which you know what's funny?
They did that with the Pros 1 year too. Remember they brought out like a
the
green? Yeah.
Oh, and it was a great.
It was a
green.
nice green. And I was upset because I'm like, bro, if you would have had that at the beginning, I would have bought that one.
I wonder if there's any psychology, like proof that it doesn't matter what color they bring, you think it's better just because it came out later. Because it'd be crazy if they brought out the green originally and then they brought in the blue after, and you're like, bro, the blue is so much better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be
The psychology I use is 6 months down the line, an actual
don't do
better
that.
iPhone will be
Psychologists
out.
don't do that.
Yeah, because they do it literally mid-cycle. Like
Right.
new phone, 5, 6 months later, new
Yeah.
color. 5, 6 months later, new phone.
Yeah.
So it's just like don't get that one unless you're 5 years deep on your current phone.
Right.
But then just understand that 6 years, just
6
understand 6 months down the line, the new big shiny iPhone's going to come out.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true.
But I think the big thing we're going to be focusing on this week is Galaxy Unpacked.
Yep.
That's exciting.
I'm really excited. We'll definitely make a
Should we do a podcast
video.
episode for that one?
I think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
So we can talk about our thoughts. And of course, if you guys have anything that you're looking forward to the event, let us know in the comments. I know there's a lot of leaks already, but
Yeah.
if there's anything you want to see, let us know.
I think for the two big hardware pieces, it's going to be Z Fold 6 and it's going to be Z Flip 6. And of course, we're going to get both. So if you're watching this before Galaxy Unpacked and you're excited, consider hitting the subscribe button because we will be getting both to review for you guys on the channel.
Yeah. And until next time.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe down below.
Share.
Yeah.
Clip. I don't care.
Do whatever you want. Send
Yeah.
it to your family members if you love them.
Buy a house.
We love them too.
Get married. Do whatever you want.
But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back for the Galaxy Unpacked event. And until then, thank you so much for watching and always supporting. Really
take care.
appreciate it. Peace.